Good blessed Wednesday evening, October the 15th, 2025. The time being 6:16 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're the toughest to the weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do, nor produce. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution, a freedom of press, a freedom of speech, a freedom to protest, a freedom to associate, and a freedom to gather, long as you do it in a peaceful and non-violent manner. Now, if you're on probation or parole, you want to check with your probation or your parole officer to see whether or not you violating any of their laws or their rules or regulations. If you're a felon, you want to check with your local law enforcement officials to see the same, to see if you're violating any of those. But what I want to just say, I want y'all to watch this YouTube video real careful. It's going to be one of the longest ones I done made. It may be close to an hour. You know what I mean? But you want to watch it because it's something that happened in the city council meeting here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County yesterday on Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025, that I want y'all to hear. I want you to specifically listen to the things that Jackie Whiteside, a city councilman there, that what he said and what he represented. And then when I asked the question, he want to question whether my dad was in the R1 school district. But my dad wasn't allowed to be in the R1 school district, which was back then when my dad was going to school in the 30s and the 40s. It was called the Charleston Consolidated Number 7, which is the Charleston R1 school district today. Blacks wasn't allowed there. He ain't going to tell you that story. I want you to listen to what he says, telling the story of two other veterans, white veterans. I ain't got nothing against the veterans or the white veterans, but he telling two stories that we ain't heard, but you gonna hear my dad's story before he died in 2021. You gonna hear his story. You see what I'm saying? Out of his own mouth in 2015 when I brought him down here to Charleston, Missouri, where he was born and raised at before he was drafted, and asked him, did he go to the Charleston R1 school district, which was the Charleston, Missouri Consolidated School Number 7? Listen to this real good. You see what I'm saying? I give credit to two people that was at the city council meeting that's on the city council, and that's Jason Oliver, a white man, and Trent Lane, a black man. You see what I'm saying? Trent for speaking up, and then Jason Oliver, when it was over with, he heard the things I said. He listened to it. A lot of the rest of them in there, they listen to me, but they don't like me. I've been kicked out of there. You see what I'm saying? I was told to shut up. My time was up. You see what I'm saying? But I was speaking on something that I wouldn't have known if I wouldn't have went to the city council meeting last night on Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025. But listen to it good. You will see racism. You see what I'm saying? And you will see something else, that they'll tell war stories about certain military guys, but they ain't gonna tell how some of the black military guys, what they was going through here in Charleston, Missouri, before they was drafted to the war and why they was in the war. Listen to it very carefully.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is Jackie Whiteside to discuss Veterans to Remember program.
Okay, I'll see if I can do this. Has everybody here heard of the program yet? I know a few of you probably have. What we have set up a committee about 3 months ago, and we wanted to recognize veterans in the R1 school district. And we wanted to make banners and hang around town, starting on South Main and maybe on Marshall Street in the near future. So we've been gathering information on people that have served, honorably discharged. We don't want a dishonorable one up. And I talked with Greg about would the city be willing to hang these banners. They put up Christmas decorations for the chamber. And he said he saw no problem with it. Mike McElroy said if it's turned down by the council that he would do it on his own time because he believes it's a good program for us. So that's kind of the history and behind it. And I have a couple of banners for everybody to see. This is, you all recognize that gentleman? This is a banner that will be hung from the light poles. This is Charlie Brink. And been here a long time, the insurance man for years. I have another one. Anybody recognize that gentleman? That's Terry Bashir's. Coach, you met him here. We were over at your high school and talked to the team. He grew up here. He was a veteran. Served in the Air Corps, but I don't think he ever jumped. He had more sense to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. But very dangerous job. His company was in Vietnam looking for landmines, and he lost one of his best friends over there, stepped on one. Then his squad of about 12 men were out on maneuvers one day, and they run across the camp of Viet Congs. They didn't have enough people to address the situation. So they took it back to their company commander and where they were at, and he said, well, first thing in the morning, we will go there. So they did. Camp was broken, wasn't there. They were in hiding. And about that time, the Vietnamese opened up on them. Shot one of his guys through the jaw, but he remained conscious. Shot another one near him 3 or 4 times in the chest. And Terry was able to get this guy on his shoulder, the other one by the arm, and get him back to safety and to the medics. But anyway, I don't know why I told you that story, but a lot of these soldiers went through a lot. Arthur Lee Gooden was in the courthouse over here for years, flew a bomber in Germany, was shot down, and was in a concentration camp for 12, 13 months. But anyway, my point being is we would like to honor these people by hanging these banners up. And so we decided we needed council approval, even though Greg thought it was a good idea and said they could do it. But we wanted it in the minutes, in the writing, to say yes, go for it.
I think it's a great idea.
And, thank you.
How many do we have as of right now? How many?
We've got 20 right now.
Okay.
And we've got 20 more at mall printing being printed up. And we've got a lot more that get information on, but Trent, you have.
Yeah, I got a question. So, in the process, you got all of these names. Have you advertised this around town? Because I know we've got a lot of soldiers that have been in the military in Charleston. And I'm just curious to see if you have a list of names and if you would advertise it in the paper so as to, if anybody that has served in the military and has served their country, that if they are not on the list, that they get on the list. Because Sam Zeller came to me with this as well, and there was a whole list of folks that he thought that nobody had.
Sam was one of our committee members.
Yeah.
Jason Oliver is one of our committee members.
So I just want to make sure that everybody has on
that. I wrote down 300 some names, and one of our guys went out to the cemetery and just looked on markers and got over 500 names, and we still got 2 more cemeteries to go over. Yeah, we are out there, and the word is spreading.
Yeah, actually, the Standard Democrat will have a special section dedicated to veterans on November 8th, And I'm writing a story about this program specifically. So November 8th, it'll be out there on the World Wide Web for anybody to read.
Okay.
You know, this, yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, how do y'all determine, because my dad, was born and raised here, World War II veteran, he's out in Bloomfield, and his brother, Korea War veteran, they out in Bloomfield. How do y'all go back?
I've got a form
Now,
right here.
I didn't even, okay, I
You
didn't even
take
finish
this
what I
form,
was saying.
and, you said your father?
My father and my uncle, both of them is in Bloomfield.
Oh, Bloomfield.
Yeah, buried in Bloomfield Military Cemetery.
But they lived in the R1 school district.
That's what I told you, they was from Charleston, born and raised in Charleston, Missouri.
Okay.
They, matter of fact, when they was taking the things and, he registered upstairs, my daddy is, I don't know if I'm my uncle, but I go out to the, that's why I was just wondering, how do y'all, you said 500, I was wondering, how did y'all pick them?
Well, what we're doing is trying to get names, and you fill out all that information that's on that form.
So all the 500 people, they
And
did
turn
this?
it into one of the board.
The 500 people that you got, they did this? Or y'all got them yourself? So I say you went out to the cemetery and found 500. Did they fill out these, or did y'all just?
We have the names, but we haven't found all the family.
You haven't answered my
World
question.
War-
I said that the 500 people that you found in the cemetery, you said y'all went to the cemetery. Did they, the ones, the 500, did they families fill out these, or y'all just got them?
That's, we're trying to find their families, yes. To
Okay.
get information.
All right.
The people out there didn't talk to us, no.
I know people out in the cemetery can't talk.
Is there a cost for
I
that?
just asked you a simple question.
Is there a charge for that?
There is a cost. But if a family doesn't have it, we will raise the money some way for it. But, we're, you know, it takes about $100 to, brackets and have all these printed up.
Okay.
We mentioned earlier that we're working with a $10,000 grant for this program, right?
We have filed for a grant, but that doesn't mean we're gonna get it.
Right.
That's hopeful. That's hopeful. But anyway, hope the council will be in agreement to, go along with this program for the city, and, recognizing these people.
I think it's a great idea. I don't think we need to make a vote on this, do we?
I think you will get reflected in the
Well, we
minutes,
want it
right?
so in a minute, so that if anybody comes up and say, hey, we can say yes. We were approved, that's the only reason. But Greg has already said he knows it's a good idea, and,
What is the name, just the Veterans to Remember program?
yes.
All right.
Now, Jack, did I hear you say that only honorable discharge?
Yeah, we don't want a dishonorable person up there. Now, this covers National Guard or any branch of service.
Is this just a one-year deal?
No,
It'll be every year?
no, yeah, well, we hope to keep it going if we have enough names. We're also looking at a storybook type thing put out, like the Dogwood Azalea, people walking down the street to read on a board if somebody has a good story, to look at.
But so you'll put these signs up every year, or rotate them, or whatever you need to do?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, I left that part out. This time of year, we wanna put them up November 11th. Okay, that's our first hanging, that didn't sound right, did it? But, then we'll probably take them down during Christmas, when the decorations are up, and put them back up in January, and they will stay till the spring sometime. Say June, July. We will take those 20 down, and what we plan on doing is, if we get enough, to put World War I in a basket, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, all the wars. And then, if we got enough to say 4 from each war, pull the name out, have somebody in the city, whether it be a kid from the high school, or whatever, pull names. We don't wanna select them ourselves. We are this first one.
These are just some of the things to show that my dad, Johnny A. Ivy Sr., born and raised in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, served in the military. Some people said he didn't, but, you know, that's my dad there. That old picture there, I took it and had it redone. You see how they fixed the hat and got the cracks out. May my dad rest in peace. This here is the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Recorder of Deeds. You seen when I went down and got this October the 15th, 2025. You seen when they first recorded him in there when I took it down when he was still alive, March the 10th, 2015. Do you see who it's for? Johnny A. Ivy Sr., the Army. Okay, y'all see that so far. This is something from President when Joe Biden was the president. Something that they sent. Obama sent something too. I just ain't found it. But the United States of America honors the memory of Johnny A. Ivy Sr. This certificate is awarded by a grateful nation in recognition of devoted in selfless consecration to the service of our country in the armed forces of the United States. Y'all see who that is? Joe Biden Jr., President of the United States. This is just a few things, and I meant to show his medals too. But I ain't even got to show his medals because all of that would be inside of this here. Showing when he was went into the military and when he was discharged. But I want y'all to pay close attention because y'all just heard this city councilman, what's his name, Jackie Whiteside, and y'all seen what he did. He showed two banners of two soldiers that he know. They said that they got 500, and I want to ask the question with no disrespect or no harm done. You say you went to the cemeteries. Did you go to Oak Grove where 99% blacks is buried? Bloomfield, you said Bloomfield. How many black soldiers do you have? I'm just asking a question. My dad and his brother is buried in Bloomfield, Missouri, in the Veteran Cemetery. My grandmother, Flora Ivy Scott, and her husband, Lewis Scott, is buried in the Veteran Cemetery in Mounds City, Illinois. My auntie, my dad's youngest sister, Thelma Ivy Alford, and her husband, Hines Alford, is buried in the Mound City, Illinois Veteran Cemetery. So I'm wondering if you got all of them, but I ain't gonna. But I want y'all to listen to some of the things Jackie Whiteside said. To me, they racist. And then when I was trying to ask him a question, he handed me this, and I asked him how many other of those 500 people's family that you've seen in the cemetery, how many of their family members did you have to fill out this here before you got to putting the banners up? But we're going to look at, I want y'all to listen to my dad for 15 minutes in 2005, December the 7th, and let him tell y'all about not only Charleston, Missouri, but you know, Jackie Whiteside mentioned Charleston R1 School District. When my dad was going to school in the 30s and the 40s, it wasn't Charleston R1 School District, but it was in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, but it was called Charleston, Missouri Consolidated Schools number 7. And my dad gonna tell you the story on it because blacks wasn't allowed to go there. They ain't gonna tell you that story. They ain't gonna tell you another story. Jackie Whiteside told you stories about these two individuals that he showed their banners out of 500, both white, no disrespect. I honor all soldiers, long as you ain't racist, You see what I'm saying? And you serve, no matter what your color is. But Jackie Whiteside told the war stories about one of them getting shot in the jaw, the other one getting shot in the chest, the other one lost a man when they was looking for mines, and the other one one of them that got shot in the jaw or in the chest several times. How they carried somebody on the shoulders. I want y'all to listen to 15 minutes of what my daddy said in World War II. Let him show you how he left Charleston, Missouri, where he could go to school. The only school he can go to is the Charleston R1 school district, which is they call the C.F. Bowen Center now. C.F. Bowen was one of the principals there because that's the only way blacks could go to school at the time. Until 1961, look up the case Davis versus the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Board of Education, or David versus the Charleston, Missouri Consolidated School number 7, which is the Charleston R1 school district now. Now, Jackie Whiteside, you said if they was from the Charleston R1 school district, blacks couldn't go there. So is they still going to be honored? How about the Charleston, Missouri R1 school district and the Charleston, Missouri Lincoln School where only blacks can go? Now, some of y'all may say this racist. I feel it was racist what he was saying. Then you'll hear him talk about some hanging. Then he said, oh, I should have said that. My son was hanged. I didn't see that as a joke. This was in the city council meeting yesterday on Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025. You see what I'm saying? And that was offensive to me. And then when I asked the question, you bringing me a paper, you interrupt me, not even letting me finish. And then you had the audacity to tell me when I asked you how many of the family members of the 500 people people that was in the cemetery that y'all took down their names. I said, I was trying to say, how many of their family members did you all talk to and give this paper to? But you interrupt me. But see, you can't shut me down, Jackie Whiteside. God know how racist you is. Just in case, some of his medals, some of the things they said was lost in a fire in St. Louis for some of the military people. But you see who that is? That just in case anybody, that's his nickname, Puncho. Punched his way out of Charleston, Missouri, out of racism, punched his way out of World War II, but look here. You see what that say? Okay. All right. All right. Y'all see that? Let me turn that on the back. Let me turn this on the back for a minute. See what that say. Okay. I probably got more stuff than anybody else that can show, but whether my dad's thing is hung up or not, this already on rent worldwide by a brother that's a journalist in California by the name of Dennis Moore that grew up here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, and he wrote a story on my dad, and he put him on the worldwide net that the guy from the Standard Democrat said that what they was doing yesterday in the city council meeting would be there. But my dad gonna be honored whether anybody else honor him or not. Now I'll give honor to two people that was at the city council meeting. That's city council members, and that's Jason Oliver. Because after the meeting, I see he heard what I was talking about, and he came and shook my hand and told me it'd be nice for me to have the picture of my dad because most people don't have those pictures. And Trenton Lane, one of the other city council members that was speaking up about this here. Jackie Whiteside, to me, you be real offensive to black people, man. And some of y'all other ones on there. But I ain't been to a city council meeting in a while, but God had me to go yesterday on October the 14th, 2025, because Jackie Whiteside, you done had this here. You said you got 500 people, you got to go to some more cemeteries. When did, like City Councilman Trent Lane said, have you put this in the paper? I doubt it very seriously. But I ain't mad at you. God got me covered. God's not a respecter of persons. But my dad gonna be honored. My dad put up with stuff here in this town that some people don't like to talk about. You talk about everything else. Talk about people got shot in the chest and the jaw. Talk about what black folks went through here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County when they was free and when they went to the war. If you don't talk about it, you'll hear my dad at the end of this here. You'll hear my dad talk about it for 15 minutes. It's documented. May he rest in peace. It's Monday, December the 7th, 2015. Time being 11:41 a.m. Central Time here in Charleston, Missouri. I'm doing an interview on my 88-year-old World War II veteran dad, whose name right now is Johnny A, and the A don't stand for anything, Ivy, I-V-Y. That's Johnnnie. He want to tell part of his story. And here we go. We're going to start with the interview. Because you know, tomorrow is not promised. And I thank God for allowing me and my 9 and 10-year-old daughters to be able to go up to Chicago, Illinois, and bring him down here after he lost his second wife. How you doing this morning, Dad? How you doing this morning?
I'm fine, son. How you doing?
Oh, I'm blessed by the best. Blessed by the best. I want to ask you a few questions. Is that all right?
Yes, that'll be okay.
All right. What was your birth name when you was born? What did your parents name you? Talk a little loud so they can hear you.
John A. Ivy.
Okay. And where were you born?
Charleston, Missouri.
Okay, Charleston, Missouri. Probably not in the inner city. And what was it, a little town or something?
Yeah, near Pinhook, Missouri. Pinhook, a place, a little small country.
Okay, Pinhook, Missouri.
Pinhook, yeah. It
All
really
right.
wasn't really considered, you know.
It wasn't considered a town or nothing back then.
But
What-
I think it was recognized, but it wasn't really considered.
What year? What is your birthday? When was you born?
November 19th, 1927.
1927. That's my dad, 88 years old. Now,
Right.
what do you know your biological father's name? Your dad's name? What's your father's name, Dad?
Oh, Ivy, from
What is his first name?
Barry Ivy. His first name was Barry.
Barry Ivy. What was your biological mother's name? Her maiden name and her last name after she married your dad?
A maiden name and a
Yeah, what is her full name? Tell us her full name.
full maiden name, right?
No, just her full name. What was her name? What was your mother's name?
Lula Ivy.
Okay, and her before she was an Ivy, what was her name?
Skate.
Lula Skates.
Right, Lula Skate.
Okay, what I want to ask you, have you ever been in the military?
Yes.
Did you sign up for the military or were you drafted in the military?
Drafted into the military.
How old were you when you was drafted in the military?
18 years old.
18 years old. Before you was drafted in the military, did you go to a high school?
Yes, I did. Lincoln High School.
What's the name of the school?
Lincoln High.
Lincoln High School. And where was that located at? Where is Lincoln High School? Where was it at? What city and state?
Charleston, Missouri.
Charleston, Missouri. And was this a school where whites, blacks, and any race of people was going? Or was this just a certain group of people going there at that time when you was going?
Only blacks that had to at the black, the black, separ- the black high school separated from the white.
Can you say that a little louder?
The black high school was separated from the white high school.
So back then, it had to be, if you was born in 27, it had to be in the late 30s or early 40s when you was going to Lincoln High School. And back then, they didn't allow blacks to go to the white schools, and whites then couldn't go to the black schools. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I say it like this, but the black couldn't go to the white, could not attend the white school. But I'm not sure whether the white could go to the black school.
Okay, but the blacks definitely couldn't go to the white schools.
Correct.
Okay. Did you graduated from Lincoln High School?
Lincoln High School.
Okay.
No, wait,
I said you graduated from Lincoln High School?
No, I didn't graduate. I was drafted in the military after I attended 2 years of high school. Then I was drafted into the military.
What year, do you remember what year you was drafted in the military?
In 1946. First
What?
part of 1946.
Well, I have your discharge records. It'll back up a little bit to 1945. Do you know?
It was the last part. It actually would be
1945. That's what your discharge papers. Now,
last
what
part.
what branch of the military were you in? You remember? I know it's kind of hard being 88 and the doctors diagnose you with the dementia, but God give you a good keen sense of memory. Can you remember what branch of the military you was in?
I remember that for the number one, the fourth quartermaster.
What was you in the?
Fourth quartermaster training company. That was the name of the place.
Were you in the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy? Where were you in? National Guards? Where were you in?
The Army.
The Army, the United States Army.
Correct.
Okay. And do you remember when you was discharged? What year?
It was, 1947.
1947, that's right. You went in 1945 according to your discharge papers, and you was discharged. And was you honorably discharged?
It's correct. Yes, I was honorable discharge, yes.
Now, I seen you had some type of medal. I don't know if it's a purple medal because the papers is so old. Do you remember what you got a medal for in the military?
No, I don't recall. I probably can think of it later, but I can't think.
You was telling me earlier something about you was outstanding in the training in boot camp or something like that. Do you recall that?
Oh yeah, in basic, yes, outstanding in the basic training. I was outstanding. I was outstanding drill, walking in drill,
Okay.
Going on hikes like that.
Now, this was in 1945 through 1947. Was black soldiers and white soldiers and was all of you all mixed together in the same barracks? Did y'all sleep in the same barracks?
No, it was segregated. Well, it's not mixed together.
Oh, so all blacks slept in the same barracks, no whites.
Right.
You said they were separated back then?
Yeah, right.
Now tell me this here. Was any of your barracks next to you, another barrack that was next to you, was they white, or how far away was the white barracks from the black barracks back then?
Probably a quarter of a mile.
Quarter of a mile.
Roughly
Okay.
around there.
So that was almost something like here when you was at Lincoln School, almost separated, but they let you in the Army though.
Right.
Matter of fact, you didn't go by choice. You was drafted. That's almost like going by force.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was any of your brothers in the military?
Yes, my brother Ernest.
What is his full name?
Ernest Ivy.
Okay, what did y'all call him? Did he have a nickname?
Yeah, PC.
PC.
PC and Pete, yeah.
Okay. What was he in? Well, do you remember the war he was in? Did he go to war?
Yeah, he was in the Wait a minute.
He was in the Korean War. I have his thing. He's buried in Bloomfield, Missouri. Both of you all was drafted from Charleston, Missouri, right?
Right.
Okay. When you got married to my mother, do you remember how old you all were? You can sip your coffee if you have to. Do you remember how old you all were?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, when we got married.
Right. You and my mother. You remember my mother's name?
Yeah, Bertha May Wilson, Mike.
What is her full name when she married you?
And we call them Bertha May Wilson Ivy.
Bertha May Wilson Ivy. You remember how old you all were when you got when you got married?
Yes, I believe I was 21 and she was 18.
Oh, you got a good memory there. Do you remember when you what month, year, and date you all got married?
I don't recall. I recall that it was in December, but I don't recall.
It was December the 10th, 1948, in Chicago, Illinois. Do you remember how many children you all had?
9 children.
9 children. That's right. And tell me this here: did you all leave the state of Missouri and move to Chicago, Illinois?
Yes, I recall.
Is it a reason why you all left? That you didn't want to raise? You didn't want to raise your children down here in Missouri?
Mm-hmm. That was the most main reason, yes.
And tell me why. What was going on in Missouri that made you and my mother not want to raise your children here in the state of Missouri? Was it something that you all seen here in this area we living in now that you didn't want to stay here?
Yeah, some of the words are being used, much like niggers.
What word is that again? Say it louder now.
The word used as most times nigger.
And who was they referring to? Who was they talking about when they used that word? Oh, okay. You all didn't want your children to be able to see that.
Right.
You all didn't want your children to be able to go through that.
Right, correct.
And you would think that that was back in the 40s, in the 30s and the 40s. You would think this is December of 2015. You would think prejudice is gone by now, wouldn't you?
I would think so. I would think it should be all together, going all together, I would think.
But you have experienced, since you've been back here since October the 26th, 2015, the battles that your son, me, Raymond Lewis Ivy, is going through here in Charleston, Missouri with the racism, haven't you?
Mm-hmm, correct.
But one thing about me, you and my mother taught me how to be a true soldier, how to stand up for right, not wrong, no matter what color a person is. Is that right?
That's correct.
Your mother, matter of fact, your mother have 2 nationalities. Do you remember what her 2 nationalities is? What her race is? She had 2 races. Do you remember? Do you remember what it is? She's black and what else?
So I don't recall it.
She's black. Queen of Bertie, go get that picture of Grandma on my dad's bed. She's black and Irish.
Oh, yeah, I didn't recall that.
Yeah, she's black and Irish. So we have Irish blood in us. Mm-hmm. And I want to just show, here, hold this picture of your beautiful mother there, Dad.
Right.
Hold it up. Now hold it up. Hold it up so we can see it. Now, turn it towards me. Turn it towards me so I can let people see. Watch your fingers a little bit. Look at that. That's my beautiful grandmother. Her name is Lula Skates Ivy.
Right.
What year did your mother pass away, Dad? Your biological mother. What year did she pass away?
What year?
Yeah, what year did she pass away?
I recall 1940. Some people were saying 1939, but I recall the correct time was 1940.
Right. One of your brothers says 1939 around December, and you said it was around 1940, but it is around the same thing. Do you remember how old you were?
I know it was 1940 because I remember at the film. Said, Mr. Lula Ivy. She was 40 years old in 1940 40 years old. I remember seeing at the funeral. I remember those words being said at the funeral.
Oh, okay. Now, there's a couple more things I want to ask you right now. And I want to ask you, do you think or do you wish that things would change as far as people being racist? Because back then, did it seem like one race thought they was better or more than others?
Yes, white actually. Mm-hmm.
Who was it?
Yes, white race. Yeah, white. They seem right. They seem that they believe that they are actually more than.
Okay, we're going to end this right here. Now that y'all done heard all of that, let's see if Jackie Whiteside and some of these other people that's representing or remembering or honoring the veterans, let's see if they going to speak about the racism that the veterans went through here in Charleston, Missouri before they was drafted in the Army and why they was in the Army and when they came back. You see, my daddy said he moved from Charleston, Missouri because he didn't want to raise none of his children, and it was 9 of us. Peace be still.